The offseason has been completed. The teams are no longer down in their complexes in Arizona and Florida. The season is now ready to get underway. 2024, the White Sox starting things off on the road here in Oakland. Dylan Cease getting the nod here for the Sox, making the opening day start, and he'll be opposed by the left-hander, the Rule 5 draft pick in Justice Sheffield. And then take a look at each team's lineup on the day listed 1-9. We'll start things off top half of the first inning with the Sox bats. Victor Reyes leading things off. Chopper over to third base. Jump throw from the outfield grass. Beautiful play by the A's third baseman. And then brings up Benintendi as he whiffs through a pitch. And Justice Sheffield already is going to have to come out of the game here in the first inning. He was seen clutching at his midsection, so he's out of there. And Kyle Muller, another left-hander, comes on out of the bullpen here for Oakland. So thrust into this game, and things were a bit shaky for him to start things off. The Benintendi at bat ends up spitting on ball four, so he'll take his base with one out. Then it brings up Vaughn. He rips one down the left field line into the corner. Benintendi goes first to third. Vaughn finds himself in scoring position as well, so 2 on, 1 out. Eloy Jimenez chops one over to second base. That'll score 1. Move Vaughn over to third now with 2 down. Brings up Bobby Dahlbeck, who spits on ball 4. He'll draw his walk, so runners are on the corners here for Chicago. Brings up Sam Haggerty, who shows why he was brought on to hit against left-handed pitching. Rips it in the left field. It's now a 2-0 lead for the Sox. As then Moncada comes up, and he would just fly one out to center field to Ruiz, as that would finally end the top of the first. So bottom of the first here, Ruiz at the dish, gonna bloop one in the left field. That just lands in, and his speed is now on first base, and he would go and proceed to steal, but it doesn't even matter, as Seth Brown clobbers one into the seats, a 2-run blast, and just like that, it is a tie ball game. Move things on bottom half of the second here. How about another big fly for the Oakland ball team? As this one's into the left field seats, it's Aledmys Diaz. It's now a 3-2 lead for Oakland. Move things on to the third inning, and it's Jace Peterson slapping one opposite way into the left field corner. That is a 1-out double for the Oakland Athletic. He's in scoring position. It brings up Brent Rooker, who's going to hit one past the diving glove of Dahlbeck, and that would proceed to move up a runner 90 feet. So runners are on the corners here with 1 out, as then a chopper from Brown gets back up the middle. Cease does not go home with it, only goes to first, so a run comes in to make it a 4-2 ball game, but then he would proceed to blow the speed ball right by the next hitter in Shea Langoliers as he goes down swinging. Move things on to the fourth here. Sam Haggerty doing what he does. Left-handed pitching, taking one opposite way off the right field wall. It's a 1-out double. He's in scoring position. And then Moncada goes out to right field. That's going to be caught. And then nobody is going to move up. So 2 down now. And then Carlos Perez also just pops one up into center field. And nothing going for the Sox. So still a 4-2 game. Move things on to the fifth inning. And Steury Ruiz here with another soft contact single, this time bloops it into right field, and then he would go and proceed to move up into second base as the ball in the dirt gets away from Perez, so he's on second, and then Dylan Cease, look out! Ruiz picked off at second base. What a move by Dylan Cease. That is just absurd. I don't think I've ever done that in a game, to be honest. I think that's the first time I've ever picked somebody off in MLB The Show ever, and I've been playing this game for a long time. So there's the first out of the inning, as then the at-bat would end on a fly out to left field, and then Rooker would go down swinging. So a clean inning there for Cease. Move things on to the sixth inning, where Aaron Bummer comes out of the bullpen here, the left-hander for the Sox. Still a 4-2 game, and then some soft contact from the A's keeps finding its way. Shea Langoliers goes into the right field corner. That's going to be a double, so he's in scoring position. Brings up Ryan Noda. He rips one into right field. Runner moves up 90 feet. It's now runners on the corners here for Oakland with 1 out. Brings up Aledmys Diaz, who hits one out to left field. Benintendi makes the catch, but the runner does tag up and make it a 5-2 ball game now. Move things on to the seventh, where Carlos Perez is hitting a line drive into center field. He's on to lead off the inning. Then it's Michael Hellman, chops one up the middle. Shortstop can't quite handle it, and that right there is an infield single, which is also Michael Hellman's first career major league hit. Congratulations to him. 2 on here, nobody out as Reyes tries to lay down a bunt, but a great charge from the third baseman ends up getting the runner at second base, so it's now runners on the corners here with 1 out for Chicago as Sam Long, the lefty, comes out of the pen to face Benintendi, who hits a line drive into right field. That'll score 1. It's now a 5-3 ball game as Reyes moves up to third base. Runners on the corners again. Andrew Vaughn takes a high pitch to deep left center field, but it is going to be caught by Ruiz as he tracks it down with his speed. Runner tags up. It's now a 5-4 ball game, and then Eloy Jimenez grounds one over to third base. Aledmus Diaz hits it with the old Olay, and it gets past him. So now runners on first and second here for Chicago, and Landon Sims, another pitcher for the A's, comes on, and he would proceed to strike out Bobby D as he goes down, and nothing else goes for the Chicago White Sox in that inning. Move things on to the 9th inning where Zach Jackson comes on looking for the save. Gavin Sheets coming on to pinch hit for Chicago here leading off the inning, and he would proceed to hit a line drive to center field, but right at Ruiz as he tracks it down for out number 1. Victor Reyes then spits on ball 4. He'll take first base on the base on balls and proceed to go and try to get himself into scoring position, but Shea Langoliers unleashes a cannon over to second base, guns down Reyes for out number 2, and then Benintendi would just get popped up into left field, and nothing going for the Sox as they fall by 1 run deficit to the Oakland A's. A 5-4 final here as Oakland wins here on opening day. Seth Brown gets player of the game honors for the A's. He had a home run and 3 runs driven on the day. Dylan Cease goes 5 innings, 7 hits, 7 Ks, no walks, but does give up 4 earned runs, mostly on home run balls. Sam Haggerty, though, showing why he was brought on, goes 3 for 3 on the day against left-handed pitching, and then Vaughn and Benintendi also had 2 hit days for the Sox. Before we move on to the next game here, a little bit of an update as Andrew Vaughn, unfortunately, is going to be on the IL, but fortunately not for very long. Only about a week left there with an MCL sprain, but while he is on the IL, Keen Wong is up from AAA Charlotte to be on the bench, and that means that Nick Gordon slots into the lineup here while Vaughn is on the shelf. But the Sox are back on the south side here to take on the other Sox. It's Chicago and Boston here at Guaranteed Rate Field. The 5-5 Red Sox and the 4-7 White Sox. Chris Sale, the lefty, on the bump for Boston, I should say, and then opposed by Lucas Giolito, making his 3rd start of the season here for the White Sox. Take a look at the Boston lineup on the day, listed 1-2-9, and we'll start things off in the top half of the first inning, where Giolito gets his day started off by getting Devers to ground one over to third base. Moncada goes around the horn. 5-4-3 double play ends the inning. Move things on top 2. It's Tristan Casas lining one up the middle. Hellman fields, but Casas has himself a base knock there with 1 out. Then it brings up Reese McGuire, who takes a hanging changeup and deposits that one off the right field foul pole. A 2-run blast, and the Red Sox strike first. They're up 2-0 here. Later on in the inning, it would be Capel, the DH, who spits on ball 4. He'll take his base, so still the inning not over here for Chicago, as then Arroyo comes up and he slices one down into the right field corner. Capel moving up to third base. Reyes getting into the cutoff man. Here comes the throw from Bobby Dahlbeck, and it is not in time. So it's now a 3-0 lead for Boston, but then Sam Haggerty gonna get Chicago on the board here, hits one into the bullpen. The lefty crusher delivers a solo blast. It's now a 3-1 ball game. Move things on top 3 now. Trevor Story comes up, grounds one up the middle for a 2-out knock for Boston. He would then proceed to go and swipe second base, so he's in scoring position now on second, and then Casas grounds one into center field to Hellman. No play at the plate. It's now a 4-1 lead for Boston. So move things on bottom 5 here. 2 outs. Carlos Perez hitting one over the head of Doogie in right field, and Perez has himself a 2-out double there. So he's in scoring position. That would bring up Michael Hellman as he proceeds to pulverize a pitch into into the left field seats. A 2-run blast, and just like that, it is a 1-run ball game. The first career home run for Hellman, the former Twins farmhand, as it's now a 4-3 game. Move things on top 6. Giolito gets a ground ball, and Gavin Sheets makes a fantastic play over at first base. Fires to the covering Giolito, and then Gio proceeds to strike out Jarren Duran to end the inning. Move things on to the 7th, where Danny Colombe, I'm pretty sure that's how you say his name. It's a very odd pronounced name, but anyways, he comes on, the lefty, gives up a single to Sam Haggerty to lead off the inning. Then it brings up Gavin Sheets as Haggerty goes and swipes second base, gets himself in a scoring position. So then with the Sheets AB now at a 1-1 count, he would proceed to fly one out to left field. That's going to be caught by the Macho Man, and nobody moves up, so runner on second with 1 out brings up Perez. He chops one over to third base. Haggerty takes advantage of nobody covering third, moves up 90 feet, so runner on third here with 2 outs, and a Hellman continues to deliver, muscles one out to left center field, bloops in front of Duran, and it's now a 4-4 ball game until in the top of the 8th, where Garrett Crochet comes up and Devers commits some lefty on lefty crime. Rafi Devers, the best bat ball hitter in baseball, rips one into the seats, and it's now a 5-4 lead for Boston. Gregory Santos comes on out of the bullpen now here in the 8th with 1 out, and Tristan Cassis grounds one up the middle. So there's another base runner in the inning. On first with 1 out brings up McGuire. He spits on ball 4. First and second now. Still 1 out in the inning. Brings up Duran. He spits on ball 4 as Santos can't find the strike zone again. Bases are now drunk, and that would end Santos's day as Aaron Bummer comes on out of the pen here for Chicago for the 3rd time this season. Facing Capel, the DH goes down swinging, whiffs through that for out number 2, and then Arroyo gets punched out on the cutter. Bummer's pumped, ends the inning, but it's a 5-4 game now as Kenley Jansen comes on for the save in the 9th. Leading off, the former Boston Red Sox in Bobby Dahlbeck whiffs through the high cutter. He goes down swinging. So Nick Gordon comes on to pinch hit then with 1 out. Facing Jansen, hits a ball in the air to center field, but it is going to be caught by Duran for out number 2. And then Gavin Sheets would proceed to just chop one over to second base, and nothing going for Chicago as they fall by 1 run again. A 5-4 score to the Boston Red Sox as they take this game over the Chicago White Sox. Reese McGuire picks up Player of the Game honors. Rafi Devers had the game-winning home run in the 8th inning for Boston. Michael Hellman went 2 for 3 on the day with his first career homer and then 3 RBI on the day. And then Sam Haggerty also went 2 for 3 as he continues to hit lefties. The Sox are going to be hitting the road this time as they head out to the city of brotherly love. The Philadelphia Phillies playing host, sitting at 9-4, taking on the 4-9 White Sox. Taijuan Walker making his 3rd start of the season for Philly. Take a look at the lineup he'll be facing on the day. Andrew Vaughn back from the IL. And then on the bump for the White Sox is the newly acquired Luke Weaver, making his 3rd start as a member of the Sox. Take a look at the Phillies lineup 1-9 on the day. We'll start things off bottom half of the first inning. Trey Turner taking a pitch up and in, somehow blooping it over Sheets into right field, and then Turner using the speed, turning on the Jets, turning that into a double. So he's in scoring position with 1 out. Bryce Harper proceeds to go down swinging on the circle change. 2 down in the inning brings up Kyle Schwarber. He also goes down swinging, so back-to-back Ks from Weaver. Strands Turner in scoring position. Now move things on bottom 2, runner on first. Weaver gonna turn some double play himself there. The old 1-6-3. And then there's 2 down in the inning. 1 on now brings up Hoskins, another ground ball. Paul DeYoung making the easy play. Still scoreless for Weaver. Move things on bottom 3 here. A line drive from Brandon Marsh is going to get over the glove of Sheets. Cannot make the play. So a leadoff double there for Brandon Marsh. Now with 2 outs and a runner on second base, Weaver just cannot punch out Harper as he spits on ball 4. First and second here. Brings up Kyle Schwarber as he rips one into right field. Marsh is going to round third, head home, and he will score. Just barely gets around the tag, so the Phillies strike first. But then Weaver would blow the fastball by Alec Bohm and strand the rest of the runners, so it's a 1-0 game. We move things on. Top of the fourth here, Andrew Vaughn, welcome back from the IL. He's going off the wall in left center. That is a 1-out double for the second baseman. So he's in scoring position, brings up Eloy Jimenez. He's going out to right center field, muscles that one over the head of Bryson Stott at second base. At least I believe that's who's playing second base. And it ties the game here at 1. Move things on, bottom 4 now. JT Realmuto bloofs one into the right field corner. That's going to be another 2-bagger for the Phils on the day. So a runner in scoring position here brings up Hoskins as Realmuto, the catcher, probably the only catcher in baseball, he's swiping third base, gets himself 90 feet away, but then Hoskins watches a pitch for strike number 3. But then Brandon Marsh drives in him, the runner at third, with a home run off the foul pole. The second time that's happened against the Sox already this season. A 2-run blast, and the Phillies jump ahead 3-1 here in this ball game. We move things on, bottom 5, where Aaron Bummer comes on for Chicago. And the first bat of the inning is Adam Frazier, who would proceed to just muscle one. Another soft contact ball lands in for a base knock. So he leads off the inning. Throw almost gets away from Vaughn, but not quite. And then some more soft contact, this time from Harper. Bloop single into center field. Back-to-back soft hits there. 2 on, nobody out. Schwarber chops one slow up the middle. DeYoung, nobody catches it. Vaughn does not step on second base, so nobody's out there, and then launches the throw into the seats, so a run comes in to score on the ball out of play, and then another soft contact ball gets through. It's now a 5-1 game after 2 runs come in, and then Castellanos, finally, an out is picked up as he whips through a ball. Another soft contact here. Bummer says, enough, I'm doing this myself, turns the double play, gets out of the inning, and the Phillies score 2 in that inning, just on really soft contact balls. So that moves things on. Top 6, Andrew Vaughn hitting a ball into center field here for a base knock. Brings up Eloy Jimenez. He's going to ground one up the middle. And that's back-to-back singles here. Or not back-to-back, but 2 singles here in the... Or it is back-to-back. Back-to-back singles for the White Sox. And now another single, as Vaughn's going to score from second base. Jimenez goes to third. It's a 5-2 ball game here in Philly. Brings on Moncada as he just gets unlucky. An absolute missile off his bat. Caught by Hoskins for the out. The tag is slapped on the runner is diving back. That's a double play. End of the inning. It's a 5-2 game now as Garrett Crochet comes on here in the 7th. And he would just immediately give up a home run to Bryce Harper. Some more lefty-on-lefty crime being committed in this video as he powers one into the seats, and that would pretty much just wrap things up as the White Sox were not able to battle back. The final score in this one ends up being 6-2 as the Fightins come out on top. Brandon Marsh picks up player of the game honors. He went 2 for 4 on the day with a home run and a double. Luke Weaver only goes 4 innings, gives up 7 hits, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk, 3 earned runs. Not the worst line, but just did not have the stamina to pitch more in the game. Had a lot of pitches in different innings. Definitely the worst start of his White Sox career so far. But with that being said, it's going to wrap things up here for this edition of the Chicago White Sox franchise here on MLB The Show 23. I've been your host, Jerseyborn, and I'm saying, Bo Melton, Packers, breakout season, book it.